So here I am, 42 years young, and I figured it out. Guess what? I'm not crazy. I'm not losing it. I'm a highly sensitive person and an empath. Whew! Glad I figured that out. Now, my whole freaking life makes sense. I bet you've had this experience when you figured out you're an HSP, empath, both, maybe like me. Seriously, y'all, for most of my life, I have felt crazy, like I don't fit in, like I don't fit into this world. Everything would get to me, loud noises, quiet noises, overstimulation of lights and people and things. I mean, you name it, things would drive me crazy. I would feel the vibes and energy of people, always overthinking everything. I mean, overthinking everything, y'all. Did I say that wrong? Did I say it right? What are they thinking of me? Do they hate me? Why do I feel like they hate me? Why do I feel this energy? Why is this happening? Why do I feel weird vibes? Why don't I feel like I fit in? Why do I feel like such an outsider? Over and over again. I can think all the way back to childhood where my parents say, you're just so sensitive. Why are you so sensitive? My parents always say, why do you like all your friends kind of just like suck out all the energy from your body? And I did. I let everybody kind of walk all over me for most of my life. I cried at everything. Okay, I still cry at everything. So I still cry at everything. Whatever. I would take on my friends' energy. I would take on people's energy that's around me. Again, overstimulation on everything. I was in 13 years of abusive relationships. I felt crazy. I felt lost. I felt misunderstood. I felt like an outsider. I felt like I would never fit in, no matter how hard I tried. And my God, did I try to fit in, because I'm also an extroverted HSP. I never felt like I was part of the crew, part of the team. Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Chandra Reddy, and welcome to the Thriving Sensitive. This is a channel where we get real about how it feels to be a highly sensitive person in this very chaotic world. And we also see our sensitivities as a gift, because they are. My dog is right here. Hopefully you didn't hear that. So I'm going to help you navigate this world by combining coaching and energy healing. The part that most HSPs and empaths miss is energy healing. If you are anything like me and you've done everything and you still wonder why you are overstimulated and overwhelmed all the time and nothing has worked, then you are in the right place. Throw out everything you think you know about healing. It's time to do something different and truly learn how to thrive as a highly sensitive person. Okay, so let's get into today's topic, how my life has changed after 40, learning who I am as an HSP and empath. I understood that I was an empath in my late 30s. And at that time, it was like, oh my gosh, everything made sense. It wasn't until I turned 40, right when I turned 40, that I learned that I'm an HSP. I did not think that I could be an HSP because I am extroverted. I align with all the HSP traits. I mean, like every single one of them. I just never considered it until I found out that you could be an extrovert and an HSP. And again, my whole life made sense. Like, seriously, realizing that I'm an HSP and empath drastically changed my life. It's like the puzzle pieces came together. Everything finally made sense. I wasn't just overreacting to life or over emotional. I processed things differently. As an empath, I already knew that was happening, but as an HSP, even more. I saw everything about myself prior to this as bad. Like, I would beat myself up over everything. Why can't I get over this? Why am I feeling this? Why am I so anxious? Why am I so depressed? I didn't understand how to heal appropriately or correctly as an HSP. I was overwhelmed all the time. I felt weak, like an outsider, lonely, by myself, like on an island at all times. I had debilitating panic attacks. Life was hard. My body lived in fight and flight. I was constantly just emotionally exhausted, physically too. One of my biggest shifts was my relationship when I figured out that I'm an HSP and empath was with myself. So how did my life change once I figured out that I'm an HSP and empath? And like I said, the biggest one was with myself. I started to really understand how I process things, why I feel things so deeply, why I get so overwhelmed, why I get anxious in certain situations that maybe seem very easy for others. Realizing that I'm an HSP and empath made me stop blaming myself for being too much, too emotional, too much of this, too much of that, too sensitive, the things that I always labeled as bad. I'm just wired differently. I had to accept that. And everything else really started to make sense. I slowly began to accept myself and the things that made me different, but now I see it as my superpower. Okay, so let's talk a minute about my relationship with my husband. Oh man. Okay, that changed in a huge way. Things made more sense to the both of us. Once we figured out that I wasn't just being overly emotional for no reason, our communication slowly changed. We still have our ups and downs, don't get me wrong, but he started to really get and understand why I would react intensely to things. And whenever, we both learned to communicate in a way that felt more supportive and loving, because he now knows, like, when I need space, I need space. Whenever I need to process things, I've got to process things. I've got to learn how to express myself appropriately and more clearly without feeling guilty for it. And boy, guys, do I now express myself fully. I don't hold back. And I don't know if you can hear my dog. She is like over here running around with a ball. So it really shifted my relationship. Like reading the books about being an empath, she was like, oh my God, this is you. It really made much more sense to him and me. Okay, I took the ball away, so hopefully you can hear me better. Let's talk about friendships for a minute. Oh, okay. How my friendships have changed since finding out and understanding who I am as an HSP and empath. So I became much more selective. I used to think I needed everyone to like me. I'd bend over backwards trying to stay friends with people that I knew that they didn't even want to be friends with me. I could tell that they didn't really care about me. It's like, I don't even know why we were friends. And here's the thing, y'all. And I used to think I was crazy. I can feel if someone doesn't like me. It's not crazy. I can sense it. I can hear it in my head. I can sense it in my body. I pick up on the smallest vibes. So like, you can't fake it. These feelings used to drive me crazy because I thought, I am crazy, right? Like I would push these feelings down, tell myself they're not true. Absolutely not. I mean, even in middle school and high school, I felt these things. I would feel so uncomfortable trying to push myself to be around certain people, and it never worked. The friendship would always fall apart, or I would pull away because I would be picking up on something that didn't vibe with my energy. My intuition was always there, even in freaking middle school. But now, if I feel a sense from somebody that like I don't truly fit with them, like our vibes don't match, this has not been easy to freaking do. God, has not been easy to do. But I have pulled myself away, or I minimize or limit the time that I spend with those people. I am much more selective with the people that I spend time around. I want to be around people that, are genuinely love me, and I can feel that love on every part of like my mind, my body, my soul. I want it to feel real. I want it to feel like I am super connected, and I release those friendships that aren't aligned with that connection. And freaking y'all, it is hard because it can be lonely, and I have been very lonely at times, where you see these tribes of women on Instagram and going on, all these trips and things like that. I'm like, where's my tribe? Why don't I feel that? And it's hard. But I know that the more that I soul align with myself, and the more that I align with people that connect with my energy, it opens up more. And also releasing people that don't align and vibe with my energy, it gives the space and allows the ability for the universe to provide other people that do align with that energy, my energy that feels like we're like, vibing. I mean, it has been such a hard road. It has been such a hard road with friendships. But I know the more that I release and the more that I align with who I am as an HSP, as an empath, and open up and raise my frequency, those people with that frequency will also enter my life. So I just have to be patient. But I get it. It's freaking lonely. So I've also learned how to set boundaries. I mean, hard boundaries. And this is not easy to do. And it takes a lot of practice, and I have failed. But I will tell you, if I am doing something that doesn't feel good, I made it my mission to live a life that feels energetically good for me. I check in with my energy levels often. Does this feel good? Does this feel bad? Does it feel okay? Nope, then I'm out. Don't get me wrong. This does not mean that if I stay in my comfort zone. This does not mean that I don't step out of my comfort zone. I don't hide anymore as an HSP and empath. I used to hide. And that is something that I see so many others do because the world is chaotic, right? There's so much happening and it feels like just overstimulation over everything. The moreness factor. Everything is more, right? I get it. The world can feel like a lot. But when you start to set your boundaries, live as in your purpose, you ground yourself, protect yourself, energetically clear yourself, you understand what is your energy, what is not your energy, what's serving you, what is of light, what is in the highest good, love, compassion for your mind, your body, your soul. You can handle more than you could ever think is possible. It is possible. HSPs and empaths hide often. And that means when you are hiding that love, that empathy, that compassion that should be out in this world, the world that needs you disappears. Don't hide. There is a way to heal. I am getting so passionate right now because there's a way to not live as a victim. There's a way to see this energy, to see what you are and who you are as a superpower. The world needs you. We need you. When I began to truly step into my power as an HSP and as an empath, my psychic abilities began to open. I didn't question them anymore. My intuition started to really flourish. I understood who is my higher self and listening to her and following that path. And things always felt so god dang hard before this. I mean, life felt freaking hard, y'all, all the time. It felt hard. But when I finally started to open up to this, I'm getting again so passionate because it's like the universe and you're here. You found home. This is who you are. Here's your path. I teach so many of my clients to live in their values and what is your soul's purpose. And when you begin to do this, things change. Things change. So I've always essentially been in a coaching role. Since I was 16, I was a gymnastics coach, and to education as a teacher. And then on the corporate side of education, and then I started off as a mindset coach. I've always been a coach in some type of capacity, but I was not ready to be an HSP coach. The universe knew it, but now it is such an incredible feeling to finally feel like I am living my truth, that I am finally doing what I'm supposed to do. I help others step into their power as well. It is the most rewarding part of what I do. So rewarding. I've coached so many people that finally feel validated, understood. They realize that they're not, just different or too much or crazy or all these things. They're not none of it. They're not losing it. They just haven't fully understood who they are as a highly sensitive person, as an empath, what it means to be an HSP, what it means to be an empath, maybe both like me, and how to heal. When you figure it out, it's just everything clicks. Everything makes sense when you figure this out. Everything makes sense. I'm sharing the story today because chances are you are probably relating with this. You understand, you're with me. Maybe you feel stuck in healing. It is time to do something different. Sometimes you can't just talk about the damn thing over and over again. I am here to help you transform your sensitivity into your superpower. It is possible. It is possible. But you've got to do something different. You got to do a unique blend of coaching, therapy, whatever it is, and energy healing. I like to call it energy exercise. It's something that so many HSPs and empaths miss. It was not until I really started to understand this until I learned Reiki. I was a deep meditator, y'all. I am still a deep meditator, but now I do Reiki and meditation. The energy component was the biggest thing that was lacking and missing from my healing. It doesn't matter whatever kind of energy healing you want to do. It doesn't have to be Reiki. But for me, my energy healing is Reiki. Again, I did not realize how much was missing from my healing. And I have done so many things to heal. So many things. And if this is you, I get it. I get it. So it's time to do something different. Yes, do the traditional coaching. Yes, do the traditional therapy. I'm obviously an HSP coach. I want you to do that. But then also, you need to be healing energetically because you vibrate at a different frequency. And whenever you are an HSP, oftentimes you have holes in your auric field and you don't realize we're leaking energy all the time. You're taking it on, you're leaking it, it leaves your body, and you wonder why you're so depleted. And this is the reason why ailments start to happen, and pain and headaches and, chronic illness. Stop. It is time to do something different. There is a way to step into your power. There's a way to not play the victim, to being an HSP, being an empath. So if you are here and ready to learn something different and do something different, I'm grateful you are here. So I want you to understand that I do this out of love and compassion and wanting to help other HSPs and empaths flourish and come into their power so it can be shared with the world. Because again, I said it is needed in this world. You are needed in this world. So I have tons of resources on my website. I have tons of other videos that you can check out on my YouTube channel. Watch them. Follow me. Let's do this together. This is the reason why I am here doing this today, to help show you there's another way. You don't have to hide. There's another way. So watch the other videos, go to my website. Like I said, tons of free resources, meditations. I've got a powerful workbook, the Empowered HSP. It's free. It's all free, y'all. I'm here. Like the universe opened this path because I stepped into my power. And I know you can do the same. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me below, how are you feeling right now? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel like you're ready to take on the world in a different way? I sure hope so. I'm going to say, hope's not a strategy. Yes, you are. So am I. Sending you all so much light, love, and beautiful energy. Have a great day, y'all.